All right, we are starting our process for our 2024 planning guides. You guys have done the pre-work, okay, or gone through the pre-work packet that we talked about, where you've gone through what are your things that you want to accomplish for the coming year, what we did last year, what do we need to do better, what worked well for us. And now we're getting ready to go in and plan our 2024 guide. Now, we're doing this ahead of time before we actually get into talking with Ben, because that way we can get the bulk of the stuff done. Then after we talk to Ben and Chris and we do our day that we get together and do our planning, we can go through and we're just tweaking it at that time. It makes it so much easier. But a couple of things that you'll do is Luth is sharing these worksheets with you, where it'll have your name at the top, 2024 Place Agent Business Planning Tools, okay? And then down at the bottom, the next tab is going to be Budget Plan. Now, this is where you're going to go through your house payment, as far as what's going to be, and this is for the year, okay? So whatever your month is, of course, multiply it by 12 and go ahead and put those amounts in here. And then your business expenses and your broker cap rate will already be in there because of your thing being on our team. Instead of being $18,000, it's only $6,750. Okay, huge savings for you. And then business expenses for gas and stuff. And your car payment actually goes up here with your insurance, as far as what your yearly is going to be. And this will automatically populate for you. Now, the other thing you're going to add is down here as far as what are some other things that you want to do. If it's a vacation, mine was a housekeeper last year, investment home, whatever those things are, what's that down payment for the investment home going to be? Or it could be something totally different. Maybe you want to go back to school. Okay, that may be down here. So those are different things that you're going to be putting down here for your allocation part of it. And then your path to net profit, I've already got the figures. Average sales price was $550, and that's actually calculated a little bit lower. Average commission rate 2.75 for our market center and our team. Okay. Team partner, it's a 50-50 split. The brokerage is 20 and 6, and then there's that 6750 we talked about. 3,750 go to the office, 3,000 go to KWRI, and then we get into our listing plan. Okay. And this is how many transactions do we need to close, and what portion of our transactions are going to be listings versus buyers. And I will tell you right now, you really want to focus on listings. I think some of you may have already seen the news where mortgage applications last month were the lowest they've been in 28 years.
Whoa.
Okay, I'll let that sink in for a second. Lowest they've been in 28 years. So with that, listings are where you're going to have your market. Okay, you're going to be able to control your own destiny. And that's why these FSBOs and expireds that we call circle prospecting, door knocking, any way to get listings is so important for us right now. And we're even seeing other teams that never talked about cold calling that kind of laughed at us, saying, hey, we need to do cold calling. That's a vital part of our business. I mean, they're changing the tune because they don't have those referrals from their family and friends saying, hey, I want to sell my house now. So again, we'll go through here and then you'll calculate what you need your listings to be. Okay. Calculate a 10% fallout. Okay. Add the number to that goal so that 10% will come up here. And some of this will automatically populate. And then also as far as percentage of closings that will actually have the appointments for. And then you're actually see how many listings you're going to have to carry at all times in is what you're going to get down to the bottom. Now your next one is your economic model. And this is where you go through and you can see we've got the same figures here as far as average sale price and commission, but going through and saying, how many deals am I going to get from past clients? How many am I going to get from open houses, circle prospecting, canceled expireds, door knocking, FSBO, Brivity web leads, if it's networking or whatever that other part is that we put in here. Okay, could be DNIs or whatever that is, or social groups. But that's where we're going to put that in. And when you input that, then you're going to get two graphs that show up here. Once you put in some numbers, like if I put in a 1 here, see how this became 100% because it's 1 out of a 1. And then it will also tell you as far as how many calls you need to make. If it's on this one, past clients or spheres, we'll need to make 43 calls to get that one closing in that we want. And that's throughout the year. Well, we know we're going to want to get more than one. So how many more conversations do we need to have? And that's what this does for us. It will populate what our yearly goals are for these other areas too. Okay. And then the next tab is business and life plan. All right. And this is where you go through and you'll actually put down as far as what you want to do in business, as far as number of transactions to be closed, what other training you may want to do to help yourself out, like if it's going through the emotional intelligence training, if it's going through coaching, whatever that type of thing is, those will be in here. And then also personal goals. Okay, it could be taking a course on setting boundaries. If you got people that are just trampling your life for you, and you're saying, you know what, I can't do that and get my business where I can enjoy the time I want, then I need to take a class on boundaries. And that may be something you want to put here. Or it could be, I'm going to read 24 books this year, 2 a month. And you'll put down that goal. Okay, and then you'll see the cool part about this is then for the month of January, you'll bring down those same business goals and you'll break that down as far as how much in business do I need to do this month for personal and also business. And you can see they've already put in the call letters here. So in your sphere, you're going to call NM with the last name starting with A and W. Week 2, you're going to call all the last names starting with B and E. And then on week C, you're going to be calling D and O. So it's kind of be, do, have, because the next ones are H and V. And Donna or Jana, you already know about the be, do, have from Bold.
Yeah.
Okay. And then also social media messages. Anybody that starts with whatever letter it is, if it's I, U, V, W, as you can see it, handwritten notes, anybody that has the last name starting with G. So you'll put those in, and then you'll also put your other business goals in, like if it's calling so many sphere or past clients, if it's also calling so many FISBO, calling so many expireds, whatever that amount is, you're going to have that goal here. Okay, and then you'll have the actual. And this takes a while to work through, but these numbers are being driven off of our agent economic plan right here. And this is the time that you and I will sit down and we'll go through that with you. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to put in what it is with their priorities to make certain that those things happen. Okay. If it is open houses, then we're going to talk about, you know, the activities are going to be open houses right here and how many buyer agreements we want to take for the year. So we can put that, but I will sell so many buyers consult. And then down here, it's listings, how many it's going to be, but also we'll tell you how many consults you need and how many agreements, because presenting is just like an appointment for a listing. Think of it as a buyer's appointment. But if you got to have 10 buyers, you know, to get, or 10 buyers appointments to get 5 buyers actually under contract to get the number of closings you need, then that's what's going to go up here. And we'll work on that. That's going to be dependent on your script. And then goal number 3 on the priorities is I will build the habit of, could be lead processing or lead generation. Yep. Lead gen, lead follow-up. Okay. It could be using Brevity like they've got here for a suggestion. And you just go in here and have a checklist that you go through. I will read however many books it is, and it's got some recommendations here of different books as you hover over it. So you've got some recommendations where they try to make it as plug and play as possible. But what you and I are going to do is we're going to sit down and we'll go through this individually to see, all right, what books are good for you. And we've got plenty of books at the office there too. Okay, and here's an example of one if you want to take a look at one that's already filled out. So that's going to be on it also. So you can actually see.
Cool.
So, and you guys are going to have more questions when you get into it. And again, this was the example is 2023. They just copy and pasted, an existing one. But this is what we're going to be doing. I want you guys looking at this today. Get your lead gen done, make your calls, get appointments. But after that, really jump on this and focus in on this. Because Chris is going to start talking about this. Also, Brendan and Chris will be talking about setting your goals for 2024. And that, I think, is October 25th is what it's scheduled for. Okay. So questions on this? I know that was kind of a quick run through. Jana, you've been through it before. Any comments you'd like to make?
No, I mean, it's super thorough. It's just the main issue is once we have it down, just like to stay with it. The other thing I think is, January, you finish January, it kind of carries over. So that schedule is important to kind of stay on it. Cause then it kind of perpetuates, like you can't fill in February without finishing January. So I think that's something to you really need to kind of stay on it every month for it to work well.
And one thing we've seen too is right after we've done the planning, everybody gets excited with their business. And we've seen our business just explode in January, February. Everybody else's is down because they're really focused in on this. I think the biggest challenge is keeping that motivation throughout the year where you don't lose focus on it. Because you get those transactions and those sales and you think, okay, I can let my foot off the gas. And that's actually not what we want to do this coming year.
Yeah.
Because we know that business will be down. We want to go right on through it because we're going to need to keep putting more leads into our bucket. I mean, our team's actually up for the year, and we're going to end up for the year about 20% for the team because of all of you. And that's a big portion of where you look at the market's down, the market center is way, way down. Okay. Other teams are down substantially too to contribute to that. But it's really great to see you guys have, embraced it to really go after this stuff. So congratulations to you all on that. Okay. Any other questions or comments on this aspect of it?
I just think it's going to be real helpful for me. Anyways, I've never done anything like that. So
yeah, it's great because you know exactly what you got to do each day. I was talking to 2 agents yesterday and they'd come in for the language of luxury class. So I just ended up talking to them because we didn't have one yesterday, but it was just knowing what they're supposed to do each day. Both of them were saying, it's kind of, I've got an idea as far as what I need to do, but it's not detailed.
Mm-hmm.
And again, some of the things they said were good foundation material, but again, specifically targeted toward getting clients, it wasn't. So I think that's going to make a difference too. And also implementing, if you're going to do social media, it's implementing Rachel's theme as far as she does it in the morning. So that way in the afternoon, before she kind of signs off for the day, just like when you're logging your results, she's going back through and commenting on those people that have commented on her social media posts. She doesn't just wait for someone to comment so she can comment back. She has a scheduled time that she does it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like lead follow-up.
Yeah, cool.
All right. Hey, anything else you can add, Jana?
No, it's great.
All right, guys.
Definitely, yeah. I'm walking in.